Tobias, you say you are first and foremost a screenwriter, that you prefer the comfort of a cup of coffee, your computer screen, creating these worlds. How do you know when a script is finished?
Well, emotionally, it never is. So I'm very happy that we always set a date. That's the deadline. We have to go. Because I don't think I could ever get, I could never get myself to say, now it's perfect. But at a point, it starts to make sense from a productional point of view, from a content point of view, from a storyline point of view. And when I start to see the logic of the story, it's kind of ready. But I do believe I could polish forever, finding small stuff to change. So basically what we do is we years before, we'll point on a date saying we have to start shooting at that date. And then the whole machinery just has to go for that. And that helps me to be ready for that date at least, so that we can make a film. Otherwise, I would just sit down and polish forever, I think.
Right. Pilou, I know the two of you have known each other for years. I think your families know each other. You've worked together on many films. And he said to you, Tobias has said to you, don't act, be present. How is that, especially because you have a close relationship?
It's first of all, as an actor, you always want to go for being present. You don't want to act, and the moment you act, I would say whenever I act in the film, you say cut, always, because you can see it instantly. That's his eye. So I would always go and try. My goal for all films is to be present, but especially with Tobias' films, it's difficult because he creates some surroundings that are so realistic. That's why we use soldiers who have served in Afghanistan and Iraq, so we can keep this nerve and this realism that creates a natural flow of character and story. So I know as a trained actor what to do and what not to do, because these guys have done it between 10 and 15 years. So it's actually a gift, and that's the reason why he, in my case, hates acting when I'm acting, but it's different with other actors.
What do you say to an actor when you can see that they're in actor mode? How do you, is it a look, especially with the two of you, I'm sure it's just body language maybe you
Yeah.
do so well. But
It depends. It totally depends. With Pilou, that I mean, I love working with this guy. I think he's brilliant. I feel extremely lucky that I've had the chance to now do it 3 times. And I want to do more. And one of the reasons is that he has an access to being honest. And I can feel it right away when Pilou is lying.
Yeah.
I don't call it acting, I call it lying. So I just tell him, you're lying now.
Yeah.
You're not here. You're saying lines, and I don't care about those lines. The thing is, I do believe that every human being can walk into a room and detect what's going on. We have that. It's like a talent that we learn from being in this world. And we don't lose that talent outside the theater. We bring it in. So if people on screen start to be lying, acting, we detect it right away, and it creates a distance between the audience and the film. So we try to get rid of that distance by saying, how would this situation unfold in reality? You wouldn't be so aware of how you sit and how you drink your coffee.
Exactly.
You would just sit down, drink your coffee, and be around.
Yeah.
Let's try to do that. Let's try to take a deep breath and just be here for a while. And that's basically what I tell them. Just be here. Don't say the lines. Don't remember them. I don't care. We can always ask you to say that line again if we need it. But basically try to understand the situation, breathe, and just be here. And that helps everybody, because then we can start to use our talent of reading people as human beings instead of as directors and actors.
for the two of you, from where you are right now with the film, do you remember a turning point? I know you started out with a short film, I think in 2005, you co-wrote it. Do you know when you saw that, your career was really taking off, and was it a mindset? Did something in you shift, and that's where things started to build for you? Or was it just an accumulation of work and showing up every day?
For me, it's very simple. We did this film called R, which was a prison film in 2009, and then Tobias called the DR, which is like the BBC of Denmark, and he said, I want this guy, he's incredible, he should be in this TV series called Borgen, because he could be right for this spin doctor. And I knew that moment that he would have my back, that he actually thought that I could perform these different characters. And that was one thing, but the second time was when he called and he said, I have an idea. And it was actually when we wanted to do a war film, but then you wrote a hijacking instead. And I remember when he said, I want to work with you, I know that I found my director, the one that I want to share my life with.
I think that basically I don't think I have a career. I have a life, and that life has to make sense. So when I was really successful, my twins were born, and I have 3 kids now, and everybody's fine, and it gives me the energy to work in this life. But I remember one scene where I thought, okay, I now accept the destiny of me also being a director. It was on a hijacking. We were in the office of the ship. Pilou had a gun stuck to his back head, and it was just a test. We didn't even want to shoot it. It was just a camera test. How can we cover this? But I could detect that Pilou was there. We'd spent now a month on the ship, sailing in the Indian Ocean, surrounded by pirates. So it was real. And suddenly, I could see Pilou's here. Let's just go. So I whispered to everybody, let's shoot this. And it ended up with you calling your wife live back in Denmark on the satellite phone, us tapping that line and doing the whole thing. And it's not in the script, but you just went crazy and attacked the pirate. And in doing that, you hit your head, but I couldn't see that. So I just said, keep rolling. And Pilou was on the floor, you know, crying. And I thought, he's so fucking great. Wow, this is not acting, this is real. And then suddenly I could see blood on the floor. I was like, uh-oh, we don't have special effects on today, what the fuck is going on, you know? And I realized that the whole thing from him attacking the pirate and on was real. He bumped his head and he was split open.
Yeah.
And there was so much blood all over the place. But I didn't stop it because, you know, I thought, oh, he's so present now. And after that, I was like, okay, I have to take control of being a director. I cannot risk the security of people. Let's go. Let's be professional about this.
That was cool. That was a cool scene.
It was an amazing scene.
Yeah.
And it became the midpoint of that film.
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.